Good afternoon, fellow Sector Surfers. This is Sector Surfer Joe from Silicon Valley, California. Today I have some interesting information for you. I just received a package of information from Scott Judds yesterday on tactical diversification. Before I begin, however, I'd like to remind you that this is for information and educational purposes only. Do your own due diligence before you invest. On Monday, a few days ago of this week, we had our 5th SectorSurfer Users Group meeting here in Silicon Valley. At that meeting, I discussed what's surfing within or at SectorSurfer.com. During my presentation, I briefly review what's going on now at SectorSurfer and also what's coming up for SectorSurfer during the coming months. Now, I'm not going to review this information here and now in this video because that information is already available in my video entitled SectorSurfer Users Group Meeting September the 16th, 2013. So if you want to review that video, you'll have the total picture, or as I like to say, the total enchilada. At our meeting, I spent some time briefly reviewing grouping of ETF strategies, which is information that I received from Scott Judds basically the day before my presentation. Unfortunately, I did not have a lot of background information from Scott at that time, and therefore my presentation, in my opinion, was not complete and not totally, what would I say, all-encompassing. Fortunately, Scott came through the next day after reviewing my video from the meeting and provided some additional information to make sure that not only I, but also all users understand more about post-surfing diversification. So that's the purpose of this video today, is to clarify and to provide some additional information for you on our subject here today, which of course is tactical asset allocation. Here in this slide is the beginning of the information that I received from Scott entitled ETF Conservative Portfolio Tactical Diversification Model Portfolio. What I would encourage you to do is to pause this video on each of the next several slides so that you can read the information that's presented by Scott. At the end of these slides, I'll tell you how you can get access to your own copy or to the URL where this information resides. So please review this slide and then we'll move on to the next. As you will notice in this slide, Scott has a couple active links. One is dynamic asset allocation, and the other is tactical asset allocation. These are active links that will take you to wikipedia.com. So on the next two slides, I'm going to save you a little time and show you exactly what those two definitions are. This is from wikipedia.com. Oh, excuse me, it's not wikipedia.com, it's investopedia.com. Got my wires crossed on that. But anyway, here's a definition of dynamic asset allocation. And as you can see below, here's an explanation and an example of what is meant by dynamic asset allocation. So you may want to pause the video here and review this information. Now, this is the information that is new for us, tactical asset allocation, as defined by investopedia.com. Please pause the slide and check it out. Continuing with Scott's information, it briefly reviews what is portfolio construction. And you will see that Scott has included slides for each of the portfolios here on the right. So for instance, this one, as you can see, is the ETF Conservative Portfolio, consisting of the ETF US assets allocation approximately 40%, world regions 30%, dividend bond treasury 20%, and sectors plus gold 10%. Here, for the underlying asset class strategies, you may want to pause the video and see how the underlying asset class strategies are configured. You can also download, which is a nice feature here, each of these strategies for easy use and for implementation into your own copy of SectorSurfer. Please notice that down here Scott has an active link briefly explaining forward walk progressive tuning. So what I've done also for you, I've included part of the information on the next slide. So let's take a look at it. Here's where you find information on walk forward backtesting. I've included this URL up here in case you want to go directly to it. This is not an active link, but you can copy and paste it into your browser for quick access to this explanation, which is directly located in SectorSurfer.com. As you can see in this asset class number 3, the ETF dividend bond treasury is weighted at 20%. On the left, we have portfolio performance, a brief review of that with the details provided by Scott. Once again, this information can also be downloaded as a summary data. And finally, Scott gives us the ability to download these 4 different strategy IDs. These are active links. You can just download those directly to your portfolios. Now, I did go through this information rather quickly, and the reason I did that is because you can go directly yourself to somegrowth.com. Here is the URL. Here's the title of the documentation, and actually read it very closely. Take your time to make sure you understand this new tool and this new capability that is available from SectorSurfer.com. I think you're going to like it. As I remembered, and I would like to remind you that several of our users at our users group are not looking at the information available in the welcome letter. What I do, I include the most current information and what's going on now and what's coming up next in the welcome letter. So for instance, you can see here I just added this information today that we will have 3 videos from our users group meeting that took place on the 16th of September. Currently, the introductory video is available by going and copying this URL into your browser. Later today, I will be loading 2 additional. Well, you guys probably heard the telephone ring in the background. That was my loving wife, Luz, who asked me if I would like her to have me bring a pretzel. She's doing her daily walk at the mall, and she walks right by the pretzel stand, so I said, sure, since I already did my walk early this morning. So I'm going to get a pretzel, and I guess that will be my little reward for doing this video this afternoon. The 2 additional videos I will be loading shortly, we have from Don Cannell, who is currently reviewing those 2 videos. It was quite long, so I did divide it into 2 parts, and he's talking about 10 balanced premium strategies, which is very interesting. We had a good exchange of information and questions on Monday at our users group meeting. So I'm sure you will enjoy those 2 videos. So we'll have a total of 3 videos from the Monday's meeting. I'd like to remind you that this video will be uploaded to youtube.com and just search once again for Investors Help. We do have a lot of videos up there now for SectorSurfer and also several other subjects, so I would encourage you to check it out when you have a chance. Here's a shot of the channel for Investors Help with the SectorSurfer introduction video, and then of course we have numerous other videos for you to choose from. So it's a wealth of information that you can use to get up to speed on SectorSurfer, Investors Business Daily, and also videos for all investors. Hope you enjoy it. As I mentioned ago, there will be 3 videos available from Monday's meeting. This one, the SectorSurfer meeting, is currently available on YouTube. These next 2 from Don is currently being reviewed by Don. As soon as I get his approval, I will post these for public viewing. So I expect these to be available either Friday or Saturday at the latest. So that's it for today. It's a quick video. Please feel free to pause it wherever you need to read the information provided by Scott. I just wish I had this information before our meeting on Monday, but it's available now. So thank you, Scott, for giving us this information and for helping me understand, and all our users to understand more about tactical asset allocation. So everyone, have a great day. I'll look forward to seeing you at our next SectorSurfer users group meeting, probably in mid-November. Take care. This is SectorSurfer Joe signing off for now. So long.